My dear brothers and sisters in Iman, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We were looking at the topic of the 10 commandments for a healthy Islamic life. But tonight I also want to show us another side of Islam, which is, we can look at it as maybe being the social consciousness, that as Muslims we should be concerned about the world that we live in today. And so we have to realize that Islam talked about this issue of environmentalism, of taking care of the environment. There's a beautiful tradition where Rasulullah tells us that safeguard this earth because she is your mother. This example that we have of Mother Earth in English, it's not a new phenomenon. Rasulullah called earth our mother. Rasulullah tells us that even in terms of ibadat, there's a hadith where one time Rasulullah sees one of his companions making wudu, and he's at a running stream. It's a flowing stream of water. And the companion is using more water than he should for wudu. Now keep in mind it's a running stream, so it's not like it's going to stop at any time. But he used more water for wudu than he should. And Rasulullah said that, stop using so much water. I'm paraphrasing the hadith. Don't use that much water. And the companion says, Ya Rasulullah, this is a flowing stream of water. What do you mean, don't waste it? There's no wastage. I'll use it, whatever is left falls back into the stream anyways, or the river, it'll get carried downstream, somebody else will use it. But Rasulullah said to this man that even still, don't waste the water, don't use more than you need to use. Imagine at a stream Rasulullah says this. Again, we reflect on us as Muslims, go to the bathroom after somebody's done wudu, it's like there's a flood in that bathroom. You know, literally it's like a flood on the floor, in the sink, everywhere. Why? Because we think we have to be like drenched from head to toe to make wudu. When you can literally take an 8-ounce glass of water, or even less than that, and make wudu with that. Look at some of our great mujtahids and maraja. Our great scholars, they would wake up in the middle of the night to make wudu, but what they would do is they didn't want their wife or children to know they're waking up for Salatul Layl. So before they went to bed, they would take a small glass of water, maybe like the cups we use for tea here, and they would put it aside. And they would wake up in the morning and make wudu with that small glass of water, like a small cup of coffee that you get. Imagine from a small glass, an 8-ounce glass, you can make a full wudu, maybe 2 times. But you look at the Muslims and the water is running and running and running, and we don't think about it. Again, إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ كَانُوا إِخْوَانَ الشَّيَاطِينَ. Keep that verse in mind, that when you and I waste, we're becoming brothers of the devils. And so we have to realize that we will be questioned by Allah. We are responsible for this earth. We were put here not to destroy and decimate it and rip up all the trees and pollute the rivers with oil spills and all of these things, and to destroy all of the beauty that Allah has given us. No, we are here to become stewards of the earth, the khulafa of Allah, the ones who safeguard this planet for the next generation and until the time of Imam al-Hujjah, Ajjalallahu ta'ala farajahu sharif. Keep in mind that on the Day of Judgment, we have a hadith where Rasulullah tells us that we will not be able to move one step forward on the Day of Judgment until we answer for 4 questions. There are multiple hadith that talk about this in different ways. I'll give us just one hadith for tonight where Rasulullah says that the servant of God will not move one step forward until they are asked about 4 things. And not only ask, but we obviously have to provide a valid response to Allah. The first thing that Rasulullah said is, An shababihi, fima ablahu. You and I, all of us in this room, we were youth at one time. 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. The hadith says that we will be asked about our youth age and how we spent it. Did we spend it playing Fortnite for hours on end? Right? A useless game, really. Did we spend it in front of our video games playing till 2, 3, 4 in the morning? I'm not saying don't play video games. No, have some time to unwind. There's hadith about time management where the imams tell us that have some time for yourself to relax. It'll help you in worship of Allah. But we have to realize that a period of our youth is so important. We shouldn't waste it in front of a television, playing video games. You have nature to explore. You have things to do. Fine, I'm not saying that you read books 24 hours a day, but spend one day a week reading. Pick up an Islamic book. There are thousands of Islamic books available in English nowadays, physically, online. Pick a book and read it. Read the Quran. How many of us read the Quran every day? Even one verse a day. I'm not going to say read 50 as the hadith tell us. We all have smartphones and tablets and all these gadgets. Do we read even one verse of the Quran a day with translation, with meaning, with reflection, with thinking about what we read? Dedicate one day a week, 1 5-minute block a week to learn about Islam. Because we will be asked about this. And you won't move forward on the day of judgment till you can account for your days, where you spent your time. And then Rasulullah says, وَأَنْ أُمُرِهِ فِيمَا أَفْنَا. Then you and I will be questioned about our entire lifespan. What did we do in our lives? Were we just involved in the trivial pursuit of life? Go, wake up, go to work, make money, spend it, vacation? Or did we do something meaningful with our lives? Right? People nowadays in our society, they talk about this, leaving a legacy for the future generation. What have we left as a legacy for the next generation? Have we published a book? Have we written a book? Have we helped build a Husayniyah or a masjid? Have we helped to establish a good community tradition? What have we done in our lives? We have to reflect on it because we'll be asked about this. And then the hadith says, وَأَنْ حُبِّنَا أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ. We will be asked, all of the Muslims will be asked about our love for the Ahl Albait. Did we have love for the Ahl Albait? And love doesn't just mean I come and beat my chest in Muharram. That's one dimension of expressing love, but it's not the only thing. I mentioned this maybe on Friday night, the verse from Surah Al Imran. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. If you love Allah, then the way to love, the way to show love, is to follow the messenger. If we love Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, put your money where your mouth is. Show the love by following them, learning their teachings, and then putting them into practice in our personal lives. It's easy to say, I'm a Shia of Ali, but is it actually easy when the time gets tough? Right? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. So we have to realize that the love of Ahlul Bayt will be asked about that. And love isn't just, again, superficial verbal declaration. It's actually implementation of the love of the Ahlul Bayt.